Our worst fears have come to pass. The One Ring has revealed itself, and as the Fellowship prepares for its perilous journey to Mount Doom, the shadow of Sauron stretches forth to reclaim it. In ages long past, the Witch King gathered a dark army in Angmar. Once again, he calls a vast horde from the depths of Doom to march upon the lands of Middle-earth and lay them to waste. Aragorn and I hoped the Rangers alone could hold back the Witch King's advance, and that Angmar's strength had not yet grown too great. We were wrong.
Gosh! Fight!
You must unite the free peoples of Eriador and inspire them to stand against Sauron. For if you do not oppose the army of Angmar, then all the lands of Middle-earth will fall forever into darkness and shadow. War is at hand. The time is now. Wounded by a Black Rider, the ranger Umdir escaped with his charges into the wild, making his way back to the village of Archet.
There, Captain Brackenbrook, a retired sellsword, has allowed Strider and his companions to stay and take respite from their cares.
With the Black Wolf's grip on Archet broken, the hobbits hurry home to the Shire, eager to return to their simple, peaceful lives. But not all is as peaceful as it seems. Troubles stir at the bounds, and a shadow of fear is left in the wake of the Nazgûl. Saruman's treachery has delayed me too long. I can only hope that Frodo and Sam have left the Shire. Without my aid, their road will be a perilous one. Frodo must rely upon the Rangers and your prowess to see him to the end. The Nazgûl have crossed the Isen and are heading for the Shire. The hobbits must be quick-footed enough to escape the wrath of the Nine. And we can only hope that Frodo slips through the traps of the enemy. What road did you take, Frodo? The Ringwraiths ride openly in the Shire, but there are places which are even more terrible and dangerous. If you choose the path I fear, search for the light in the darkness. The Rangers which once guarded the borders of the Shire have been scattered or slain. Frodo has left the Shire, but great perils await him in Bree. I am too late. Someone must find him before the Nazgûl. Saruman the White has become the jailer of Mordor. It was he who orchestrated my capture and imprisoned me atop Orthanc. Gwaihir the Windlord came to my rescue and saved me from this accursed tower. All would have been lost if Strider hadn't found Frodo and the hobbits. I came too late to Bree, and too early to Weathertop, where beyond my aid, the Witch King and his minions attacked Frodo, wounding him with a Morgul blade. Thankfully, Aragorn was there to save him. Elrond has healed Frodo of his Morgul wound, and now the time has come to decide the fate of the One Ring. I can see no other path than that which leads to Mount Doom. Who then shall defend Eriador against the shadow of Angmar? Legolas pursued the Nazgul and hindered his plans to ally with the wood trolls. But the Ringwraith escaped. The Nazgul must be found, for he is certainly aware that the One Ring has entered Rivendell, though it is hoped that Elrond's vigil keeps him blind to the secret ways. As long as one of the nine remains abroad, we cannot hope to leave Rivendell, for neither the ring nor the ring-bearer would pass safely beyond the bounds of the Trollshaws. The missing Nazgul fled to the ancient ruins of Helegrod, where he and the gaunt Lord Drogoth attempted to raise a dragon as the most terrible of wights. Though the ritual was successful, the Nazgul was sent back to Mordor, and the Dragon Wight fled. I fear that Drogoth may yet bring the Dragon Wight under his control, but that is not compared to the burden I must guide south. An army of Dunedain and hillmen from Ohire passed into the eastern reaches of Angmar, only to be caught in the dire trap of Ramus Deluan. Though the secret of the stones has been revealed, no sign of Gorodir, the ranger who led them, has yet been found. It can only be hoped that some part of Gorodir's army has survived, and that they are able to hinder the advances of Angmar. Lorniel, daughter of Golodir, sought to free her father from the clutches of Mordorith at Carn Dûm, but her plan was folly, for Mordorith slew her at the gates and allowed Golodir to go free, a broken man. What hope can Eriador have against a wraith nearly the equal of the Witch King himself? The gift of Dunakar, Avenger of the West, renewed Golodir's spirit, and with the sword he avenged the death of his daughter. But though Mordorith was weakened, he was not destroyed, retreating to nurse his hurts and plot revenge. How will this help us in our struggles? Will Sauron maintain control, or will another power claim Angmar? Amathiel, the champion of Angmar, has now also become its regent in the absence of Mordorith. Under the lidless eye of Sauron, she has removed herself to the ruined city of Annúminas, seeking a power to strengthen her position. A dark time is coming for Eriador, a time which may only be averted through pain and grief. Long have the Rangers of the North guarded the ruins of Annúminas. When Amathiel came, they struggled to repel her, and after a bitter battle managed to recover the Palantir. But victory came with a terrible price, and Amathiel saw something in the Palantir which might lead her to Narquil. The Rangers of Evendim mourn their numbers slain during Mordrembor's escape from Tinudir. Meanwhile, the Angmarim searched the wilderness for Narquil, the ring of Amathiel. I fear that Amathiel has already discovered Narquil's resting place, and with it, the doom of the North. Elrond Half-Elven sent emissaries to Evendim to learn the fate of Laerdan. The search led from Annúminas to Samathbaur in Angmar, where Laerdan was rescued and more was learned of the ring Narquil. Amathiel's forces now march into the frozen wastes of Forochel, where the heroes of the Free Peoples must follow. With the aid of his rescuers, the elf Laerdan was able to recover half of the ring Narquil in Angmar. Soon after, the location of the remaining half was discovered in the icy wastes of Forochel, though the minions of Angmar were close at hand. Now the ring must be returned to Rivendell before Angmar and Amathiel can recover their full strength. All that she desired seemed within her grasp, yet her father's betrayal of the free peoples was rewarded with betrayal against her. Mordorith has returned, and Eriador stands on the brink of conquest by the forces of Angmar. As for Amathiel, what future awaits her? Her fate is uncertain. Guiled by Sauron into crafting the ring Narwheel, Narmeleth fell into madness, allowing the spirit of Amathiel to overcome her. The death of her father, Lérden, freed her mind, and once more as Narmeleth, she led the free peoples against the steward of Angmar. But in the end, her redemption required her life.